A very good morning to all of you. So today's our topic of discussion is von Guericke's disease. Von Guericke's disease is frequently asked as a short note, and it is important short note for both UG students as well as for PG. Okay. So in this short note, what will you write? First, what is von Guericke's? It is a type 1A glycogen storage disorder, isn't it? Yesterday we have just taught this by the mnemonic victorious people can always make history today. So von Guericke's is what? It is a type 1A glycogen storage disorder. And what? It is a autosomal recessive disorder. Okay. Maybe question can be asked, what kind of heredity occur in von Guericke? So it is a autosomal recessive disorder. Okay. Now, which enzyme is deficient in von Guericke's? The enzyme deficiency in von Guericke's is what? That is of glucose 6-phosphatase. Glucose 6-phosphatase. Okay. So, von Guericke's is what? It is a type 1A glycogen storage disorder. Hereditary is that of autosomal recessive, and what enzyme is deficient in von Guericke's? That is glucose 6-phosphatase. Okay. Now comes what clinical feature you will get in this disorder. So, clinical feature is that of severe fasting hypoglycemia. Severe fasting hypoglycemia. Okay. And then second one is that of hepatomegaly is there. Hepatomegaly. Then hyperlipidemia. Next is your hyperuricemia. And there is lactic acidosis and your doll-like facies. Okay, doll-like facies. So these are the clinical features which has been found in the patient suffering from von Guericke's. But first is that of severe fasting hypoglycemia, hepatomegaly is there, hyperlipidemia is there, hyperuricemia, lactic acidosis, and doll-like facies or chubby cheeks. Okay. Now we will understand what is the biochemical basis behind all these clinical features, and that question is also asked in the Viva. What are the biochemical basis of all these clinical features which occur in the von Guericke's disease? Okay, so let's understand this. So what is the biochemical feature? First, biochemical basis is that why severe fasting hypoglycemia will occur in patients of von Guericke's. So what happened in von Guericke's? Suppose this is your glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, this is your glucose 6-phosphate, and this glucose 6-phosphate converted into what? This glucose 6-phosphate converted into glucose. You know this, no? This glucose 6-phosphate convert into glucose with the help of enzyme what? With the help of enzyme glucose 6-phosphatase. Isn't it? So this glucose 6-phosphate with the help of enzyme, this glucose 6-phosphatase, it will convert into your glucose. Okay. So what happened in case of von Guericke's? In von Guericke's disease, this glucose 6-phosphatase is not there. Okay, this enzyme is deficient, and this glucose 6-phosphate comes from your, this is your glycogen. So it is formed from your glycogenolysis, and it is also formed from what? It is also formed from your gluconeogenesis. as you understand this before, that in both these cycle, glycogenolysis, that is the breakdown of glycogen. So finally glycogen is broken down into glucose 6-phosphate, and in gluconeogenesis what will happen? At the end, glucose 6-phosphate is formed. So in both these glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, this ultimately this glucose 6-phosphate which is formed is converted back into your glucose, and that's why body needs glucose during your fasting and starvation. And therefore this conversion of glucose 6-phosphate to glucose, which enzyme is required? This glucose 6-phosphate enzyme is required. If this enzyme is not present, if this enzyme is what? If this enzyme is absent, can this glucose 6-phosphate convert into glucose? No, because this enzyme is not there, then it cannot be converted into glucose. Then what will happen? There is a excessive accumulation of this glucose 6-phosphate in the body, because it cannot be degraded into glucose due to lack of this enzyme. Then what will happen if this glucose 6-phosphate is excessively accumulated? Achha, one thing, first biochemical basis, why there is a fasting hypoglycemia, severe fasting hypoglycemia. Now you can easily understand that because of the deficiency of this enzyme, both glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, both this cycle will be affected. Because ultimately glucose cannot be formed, na? And what is the purpose of this glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis? Formation of glucose, so that the patient can survive in the fasting and starvation state. So ultimately what will happen? If this glucose is not formed, then patient suffering from what? Hypoglycemia. As both this cycle, neither this cycle will run nor this cycle will run, then there is no source of glucose in the body. That's why patient is suffering from the severe fasting hypoglycemia. As both these cycles are the what? Both these cycle of your fasting state, fasting or starvation state. Got it? So this is the biochemical basis why in the patients of von Gerkes there is a severe fasting hypoglycemia, because of affecting both these cycles. Clear? Now second is that of hepatomegaly. Now why hepatomegaly occur? Now what will happen? When this glucose 6-phosphate excess in the body, then what will happen? This glucose 6-phosphate will convert back to glycogen by glycogenesis. As it is excess in the body, so body what will do? Body it start utilizing this, no? Then body what will do? Then body start synthesizing glycogen back from this by the glycogenesis, as the synthesis of glycogen start from glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, so there is an excessive accumulation of your this glycogen, and what will happen? This glycogen is then get deposited into liver. Okay, liver deposition is there, and excessive deposition will lead to your hepatomegaly. Hepatomegaly. Got it? So what will happen? Why hepatomegaly is there? As there is excess glucose 6-phosphate, so this excess glucose 6-phosphate get converted into glycogen through your glycogenesis, and because of this what happened? There is a excessive accumulation of glycogen, and this excessive glycogen get accumulated in liver, and liver get enlarged. So this is the biochemical basis of your hepatomegaly. Okay. Now comes why hyperlipidemia or why high cholesterol level occur in this. What is the biochemical basis of that? So let's understand that. So what happened? What happened? This glucose 6-phosphate cannot converted into your glucose because of lack of this your glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme. Okay, and now what happened? This glucose cannot be formed, so and there is a fasting state. Okay, so in fasting state what happened? In fasting state there is a excessive secretion of what? Glucagon or insulin? Glucagon. No? Glucagon is the hormone of your fasting state. So as there is a fasting state, then there is a secretion of this glucagon hormone will occur. And what glucagon will do? This glucagon will stimulate your process of lipolysis. lipolysis there. When there is a fasting state, in fasting state what will happen? Insulin or glucagon, which hormone will come? Of course glucagon will come. Glucagon is the hormone of your fasting and starvation state. So as there is a fasting state, then there is a excessive secretion of this glucagon hormone, and when glucagon is excess, then what this glucagon will do? It starts lipolysis. So what happened? Your TG, that is triglycerides, which are stored in the adipose tissue, degraded, and when triglycerides undergo lysis, then it will form what? Free fatty acids. Free fatty acids, because triglycerides break down into fatty acids and glycerol, isn't it? Then there is a stimulated lipolysis. Because of lipolysis is stimulated, then the triglyceride, which is stored in adipose tissue, broke down and started breaking down in presence of glucagon, and it will form excessive amount of free fatty acids. Then what happened? This free fatty acid, these free fatty acid enters into your liver, and in the form of triglycerides, it is accumulated, and later this will lead to your fatty liver. Got it? Why fatty liver is also occur in von Gericke's patient? What happened? In fasting state, there is an excessive secretion of this your glucagon hormone, and because of this glucagon, it stimulates the process of your lipolysis. So what is lipolysis? This is breakdown of your triglycerides, isn't it? So the triglyceride, which is stored in the adipose tissue, start broken down, and this triglyceride break down into what? Fatty acids and glycerol. Then there is an excessive accumulation of this free fatty acids, and then these free acids enter into your liver, and there is a liver that is stored in the form of your triglycerides again, and excessive, what is fatty liver? When there is a excessive accumulation of triglycerides, then it leads to condition that is your fatty liver. Okay. One thing is that. Then what is other fate of this free fatty acid? The excess, this free fatty acid undergo your beta oxidation. Undergo your beta oxidation. Okay. So what happened? This undergo your beta oxidation. Free fatty acid. Beta oxidation of fatty acid will occur. So when beta oxidation will occur, then there is a formation of what? There is a formation of your acetyl coenzyme A. Because end product of beta oxidation of fatty acid is what? Acetyl CoA. So there is a excessive formation of what? This acetyl CoA. Okay. Then what happened? When there is a excessive, when there is a excessive acetyl CoA, then what is the fate of this acetyl CoA? This acetyl CoA then forms what? Cholesterol and your ketone bodies. Okay, do you know the fate of acetyl CoA? No? So, when there is an excessive acetyl CoA accumulated, then acetyl CoA is what? Acetyl CoA is your substrate, and there is an excessive formation of your cholesterol and ketone bodies. So, body present what? With increased amount of your cholesterol, and there is a ketosis. Now you got it. What is the biochemical basis behind that of hypercholesterolemia and ketosis in von Gericke's? Once again we will understand what happened. There is a fasting. So in fasting what will happen? Excessive secretion of your glucagon, and glucagon is excessively secreted. Then what glucagon will do? Glucagon will stimulate the process of your lipolysis. Then what happened in lipolysis? The triglycerides, which are stored in adipose tissue, start breaking down. And triglycerides will break down into what? Triglycerides break down into your fatty acids and your glycerol. Then there is an excessive formation of this your free fatty acids. Then what will happen? Then these free acids enter into your liver, and in the form of triglycerides, this will stored into the liver. And when there is an excessive deposition of triglycerides in liver, the condition is known as fatty liver. Okay, so there is a fatty liver. Now, second fate of this free fatty acids are that these fatty acids undergo your beta oxidation. And as you know very well, the end product of beta oxidation of fatty acids is what? Acetyl CoA. So when this is stimulated, then there is a excessive formation of this your acetyl CoA, and this acetyl CoA is substrate for what? Cholesterol and ketone bodies both. So there is a excessive cholesterol formation and there is a excessive formation of your ketone body. So hypercholesterolemia will be there and ketosis will be there. Got it? Next is why hyperuricemia, that is why uric acid level is raised in the patients of your von Gericke. What is the biochemical basis behind that? Okay, so let's understand why uric acid level increase in patients of von Gericke. Then what happened? This glucose 6-phosphate accumulated in the body because of lack of the enzyme glucose 6-phosphatase. So when there is this excessive glucose 6-phosphate, then what will happen? It will also undergo another pathway, that is of your HMP shunt. HMP shunt, isn't it? Because the glucose 6-phosphate is the initial substrate for the HMP shunt. So when there is a excessive glucose 6-phosphate, then what it will do? What it will shift towards your HMP shunt, and when HMP shunt will be there, then there is an excessive formation of what? More formation of your ribose 5-phosphate, that is pentose sugar. Then because what is the HMP shunt byproduct? It's NADPH and your sugar is formed. Okay, so when HMP shunt is more, then there is the excessive formation of your this ribose 5-phosphate, or you can say there is the excessive synthesis of your pentose sugar. And what is the future of this? It will enter into your what? Purine synthesis. Purine synthesis. Okay, then there is an increased synthesis of purines, and when there is an increased synthesis of purine, then increased degradation of purine. Increased degradation of purine. So do you have any idea why there is a, when the increased synthesis of purine, then why increased degradation of purine is there? It is because purines cannot stored in the body. So how much purine is synthesized in the body? The whatever amount it is utilized, the excess amount will be degraded out in the form of what? Uric acid. Okay. So when there is excessive glucose 6-phosphate, then it will shunted towards the HMP shunt. And the product of HMP shunt is that of pentose sugar. You know it very well. So when there is excessive HMP shunt, then there is what? Excessive synthesis of your this ribose 5-phosphate. And this ribose 5-phosphate is a precursor for what? Purine synthesis. So there will be more purine synthesis. When more purine will be synthesized, then more purine will be degraded. And end product of this purine degradation is what? Uric acid. Okay, so because of more synthesis and more degradation, what will happen? There is a increased synthesis of your uric acid, and the condition is known as hyperuricemia. Okay, got it? So this is the biochemical basis why uric acid level or hyperuricemia is found in the patients of von Gericke. Okay, got it? Next is why lactic acidosis and metabolic acidosis is there. Okay, why? What are the biochemical basis of lactic acidosis and your metabolic acidosis? So what will happen? This glucose 6-phosphate is formed from what? This glucose 6-phosphate is formed from what? Your gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis. Okay, so it is formed from your gluconeogenesis. So this pyruvate, and what happened in the muscle? What happened in the muscle? Lactate converted into pyruvate, isn't it? When muscle is utilizing, then muscle there is excessive synthesis of this lactate in muscle, and when there is excessive lactate, then it converted into pyruvate, and that undergo gluconeogenesis, glucose is formed. This happened normally, but now what will happen? Glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme is not there, so glucose is not forming. So this lactate is what? In muscle there is an excessive accumulation of this lactate, and excessive accumulation of lactate in muscle leads to your lactic acidosis, and this lactic acidosis ultimately leads to what kind of? Metabolic acidosis. Okay, so that's why metabolic acidosis is found in the patients of your Von Gericke. And this is the biochemical basis why lactic acidosis is found in the patients of Von Gericke. And one important thing is that in Von Gericke is doll-like faces or chubby cheeks. Doll-like faces and chubby cheeks, the reason behind is that because of excessive cholesterol and hyperlipidemia. Excessive triglycerides, excessive cholesterol that get deposited in the cheeks of patients, and that deposition of excessive cholesterol and triglycerides into cheeks, it will lead to a condition that is doll-like faces, or you can say chubby cheeks are there. And this doll-like faces is sometimes given in the case-based scenario or MCQ in also. A patient is suffering from, the question can be asked in such a way, or case can be there. A patient suffering from a disorder, and the clinical feature which are present in patient is that of hyperuricemia, lactic acidosis and doll-like faces. Then what kind of disorder is patient suffering from, and which enzyme is deficient in this disorder? The question can be asked like that in case scenario or in MCQ. So you have to know about the idea, and this Von Gericke is frequently asked as a short note. So you have to describe all these things in the short note. Now how you will treat? As it is a disorder, so treatment will be there. So how you will treat this disorder? The treatment is that, as there is no specific treatment, no specific treatment guidelines are there. So there is no specific treatment. No specific treatment. What you will do? You will treat only symptomatic. Okay, so what you will do? You will do symptomatic treatment. And what other things you will do? As there is a severe fasting hypoglycemia, so you will treat that hypoglycemia. Then for that you will what you will do? You will give the glucose infusion, because hypoglycemia is there and that is severe, so that you will treat that hypoglycemia. For that you will give the glucose infusion to the patient. And as there is a hypertriglyceridemia and hyperlipidemia, so you will give more lipids to the patient. No, so lipid restricted diet. Lipid restricted diet you will give. Okay, so this is the treatment plan, how you will treat, as there is no specific treatment guidelines for the Von Gericke. So first you will treat the patient according to the symptom. So symptomatic treatment will be there, and because of the severe fasting hypoglycemia, so you will first treat that hypoglycemia, and for that you will give glucose infusion. Alright, and because there is already hyperlipidemia and hypercholesterolemia, so it's not possible you can give more lipids to the patient. So what you will do? You will give lipid restricted diet. Okay guys, so this is all for the Von Gericke, and it is one of the most important and must read topics for Viva, short note and MCQ. Thank you.